Even a product that I have made specially for my dog. I don't know if you guys know about this product. It's called Just Right. Have you heard of that? Anyone heard of Just Right? Okay, well, if you've got your digital device, you can go and check that out. Just Right by Purina is a website that Purina has allowing pet owners to make or design their own commercially prepared food for their animal and even put their animal's picture right on the label. So my dog is Odie, and I learned about that a few months ago, and I said, oh, I want to check that out. So I did, and I paid a lot of money, and I'm not going to pay that money again. I just did it as an experiment. Question?
Is it engineered towards certain breeds?
Good. The question is this food engineered towards certain breeds? No, I think it's really designed for people who would like to pick and choose a few main ingredients, and they'd like to feel like they've made their own dog's food. I think that's what it's designed for. So when you go to the website, they ask you to choose they've got this very long list of breeds, male or female. They don't actually ask spayed or neutered or intact, which I thought, what? Wouldn't you think you'd need to know if the animal was intact or spayed or neutered? You should, because the energy requirements of animals that are spayed and neutered are about 20 to 25% less than animals that are intact. So the fact that that's not on there is kind of bothersome to me, because what that ends up being is that it puts a pet owner that doesn't know that piece of information in the position where they might actually overfeed their animal and get to some obesity situation fairly easily. The other thing that they had at this website was a little sliding rule where you could describe how active is your dog. Now, my dog is a Manchester Terrier cross. So he is active, but he lives in a household of very inactive people. So he's really active. He always wants to run and dig. So I said, oh, he's pretty active. And so they gave me a very energy-dense food. And I quickly realized, my whole family realized, oh my gosh, we're feeding him the same size. We use a measuring cup. We use just a very simple measuring cup like this. So we had been feeding him, a grocery store food, and then we went to this high energy, high density food, and same size cup, and within about 2 weeks he started to fill out. And so we're like, oh boy. So I look, on the label on the back, you can see it's like 524 calories in an 8-ounce measuring cup. Do you know what the typical amount of calories is in an over-the-counter grocery store dog or cat food? Anybody got an idea? Has anybody looked on their own pet's food label? Or if you had to take a guess, what would you guess? Would it be 500 calories? No, because I just was like, 500 calories, right? I mean, that would be a good clue, like, oh, that's way too much, right? Would it be 300 calories or 400 calories? If it's not 500, what do you think a typical bag of dry dog or cat food is in an 8-ounce measuring cup? 300 or 400? All right, 3 is a good guess, but it's not right. 400 is closer. About 25 to 30 years ago, it was very common that it would be about 350 calories in an 8-ounce cup. 20 years ago. 10 years ago, things started to change in a couple of very key ways. And one of them was the energy density in the food started to go up from 350 to 400. So dog or cat, doesn't matter, on average, dry food, 8-ounce cup, about 400 calories. That's a reasonable guesstimate for you until you can go to the website or look on the label or call the company and get the exact amount for that particular brand. Okay? So what started to change? There were a whole bunch of people that wanted to feed either raw or they wanted to feed their animal, especially dogs. They said, my dog is related to the wolf, so I want to feed him an ancestral diet.